your astrologer Wonder Girl, and I'm here to give you your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, June 19th to Sunday, June 25th. Now let's go ahead and take a look at your chart to see what's coming up. All right, Pisces, this is you right here. Okay, and what's going on for you this week is that the sun is finishing up in Gemini, okay, which is your 4th house of home and family. So I think there's a lot of focus for you on your home, on your family, on how you can build more stability into your life in some way, okay? As you're going on and thinking about that, I think you're trying to figure out how you can build more stability just for in your money, I want to say financially. Sorry, Uranus is in your 2nd house, making a sextile to the sun in your 4th, and so I think you're trying to figure out how you can build a home life that maybe feels more stable and secure in some way, how maybe you can finance better your home life or use some of your gifts and your talents and your skills better at home with family in some way. I think you're also trying to think about your job as well, kind of how you can build more of that stability at home with your job or rearrange your job in a way that can better support your home life as well as bring more money to you moving forward. So I see that being a major theme for you. As you're trying to move forward on some of those things, I think you're going to have to make some hard choices between home and where it is that you see your career really going. Maybe trying to figure out how you can have the career that you want while also having the home life and the stability and the foundations that you want. Maybe having to make some choices there or some compromises to figure out that moving forward, because I think you really want a career not only that can help you with your home life and where you won't neglect your home life, but that can bring more money to you in some way, that can help you kind of have your daily routines in order and your job in order moving forward. So I think those are just a lot of things that are on your mind. Now, I don't think that thinking about a lot of these things or making a lot of the choices that you need to make are going to be super easy. And that's because you do have Chiron in your 1st house squaring the sun at home. So whatever's going on with at home where you want to build more stability into your life, I feel like it's not jiving quite right with who you are inside. Maybe you're not identifying quite right with your home life. You don't identify with some of those things. You don't feel like your heart is there in some ways, and really having to perhaps learn to readjust, to get on board with home, to figure out what's going on with home and family before you can move forward. Also, the stuff that's going on at home is being even more complicated perhaps by things that are happening around town, perhaps a lot of communication with people close to home that's going on too, that's a little frustrating, that's preventing you from also giving your home or your family and there's foundations of your life the attention that it really needs. Okay, so that's going on this week. I see that still kind of happening as you move into this week. And for most of the week, although things do change a little bit midweek, okay? And that's on Wednesday, which this chart is for when the sun moves into Cancer, okay? And that's going to be your 5th house of like joy and happiness, okay? So on Wednesday, we want to focus less on our home and our family and what's going on there, and more just what makes us happy and what you enjoy and what you love to do. Kids could also be in this thing. Passion projects as well becomes more into focus, okay? I think a lot of what you're trying to do here is maybe make some changes, I want to say, and or begin something in what makes you happy. You know, change your life in some way to bring more happiness and more joy and more pleasure and fun into it in some way. Maybe you're trying to rearrange some finances too in order to bring more happiness to you. I don't see this being easy because Mars is in a square, which are hard aspects with Jupiter. This is also in your 8th house, which indicates big changes coming to you. So I think you got a lot of things you got to work out here with what makes you happy, how you can do more of it, what changes you need to make in order to make room for something new or something different kind of that can bring more of that joy to you. Mars in your 5th house is also in a trine with Neptune in your 1st house. So maybe you're having to rearrange and readjust your identity, some confusion about your identity and how you should act moving forward on what it is that makes you happy. Maybe you don't know what it is that makes you happy in order for you to move forward on it. Maybe, you know, your identity has changed in weird ways the past few months that you didn't think was going to change, and now you have to try to get on board with this new person that you become in order for you to really move forward on what it is that you want and what it is that you enjoy. So a lot of issues there you got to work out and that kind of thing as you're trying to just bring more of this good stuff into your life, especially with the new moon being here in your 5th house. Then as that's going on, especially at the very, very end of the week, after we've kind of been dealing with some of this frustrating stuff, we're going to be making some changes, I want to say around Saturday as we move forward. And those changes for you are going to have a lot to do with maybe communicating with people around town in some way. I think you're gonna have to do something very differently with there, and maybe communicating about your goals and your hopes and dreams for the future. So maybe you have to think about where your life is going in different ways. Maybe you have to interact with people differently around town and in your immediate environment to kind of create the life that you want, to move forward in some of your dreams, to be the person that you want to be in some ways, and really having to just readjust some of these relationships with people nearby and perhaps the way that you think about things in order for you to really move in the direction that you want to move in. So that's what I see for you this week. Okay, now your card is the Seven of Cups upright. Okay, now this card for me does indicate a lot of choices this week, lots of options, lots of things to do. It's kind of actually very exciting. I think this card is an exciting card, but it can be very confusing at times because you have so much to do. You have to choose one, that kind of thing. And so I think the message of this week is you have to pick something, even though you're confused, even though there's lots of options, even though things are really, really exciting. You can't do everything at once. You have to pick a few things. You have to move forward on it. Even if you don't know what's right, even if you don't know if it's for you, you still kind of have to move forward in a direction. And so you got to just feel forward and have faith that what you're doing is the right thing this week, and to not get so caught up in all these options and things that are coming to you. Okay, so that's the message that I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching your horoscope. If you like it, please like it on Facebook, like it on YouTube, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.